You're gonna want to hear this. The following is guaranteed to knock your ears right off. Not intended for the faint of heart.
And we're back. Hello, hello. Hello, Matt.
Oh,
Hey.
hey.
Hi.
Are you excited to be back?
I was going to ask you that, but I guess you stole my question.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay.
Are you? Do we have...
Can I?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. And we're back with Lounging Around with your host, Liam Saranich, with my co-host, Bree.
Hello.
Matt.
Yep.
Okay, and our guest, Jack.
Hello.
Nice to see you, Jack.
I have to be back.
Jack's been on the podcast. I think this is the 5th time now, right?
He's actually got a
Something
nickname.
like that.
Oh,
That's my
yeah.
nickname.
Science guy.
Oh, yeah. The science guy. We're going to ask you a lot of science-based questions.
I won't have all the answers.
Yeah, alright.
But you're
I'll have some bro
the
science
science
for you.
guy.
I'll try my best.
All right. Before we start, I just want to call out Bree real quick.
Yes.
How did you become such a good liar?
What do you mean?
Among Us.
Oh.
Over the summer we played Among Us. It's
Yeah.
kind of scary.
That was pretty sauce, though.
Yeah.
I felt so bad when you were believing me, and I just...
It's in their genetics,
I was
man.
like, Jack, don't trust her, man. Cause she was just spewing a bunch of
No, I
lies.
had you at one point.
No, you did.
You were
That's what I'm saying.
like,
That's-
it's not Brie. It's not Brie.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you killed me. And I was like, this person is evil in every which way.
Who would I blame it on? I was like, I just saw him kill it.
No, you blamed it on Jack or Matt, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, I would have talked my way out of that.
No,
Wasn't me.
No, I
but
think
you
I
got
blamed it on
voted out.
Caesar.
Multiple times.
I think I blamed it on Caesar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I think I had Caesar on me, and I blamed it on Nick.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
And then Matt got voted out always because he's just bad.
Because I'm so alpha. It just happens to us nowadays.
He was a high-value player.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you're the, engineer and you vent.
Dude, we kick them out every time.
I also had another question for Bree.
Yes.
You're religious.
Yes.
I found a Bible scripture my friend gave me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe it,
Okay.
but I need to know if it's true.
Okay.
Timothy 2:12. Do not permit a woman to teach or exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain silent. God just basically told you to be quiet. Can you believe that?
I really don't think that's real.
I can't believe he just keeps speaking facts. I keep praying every day.
Oh, it's
That's
real.
why I
We're on
believe in
the-
God.
Joe just found it. It's real.
Is it from the Old Testament?
Joe's here.
From Timothy?
Yeah, Timothy. Timothy knows what's up, man.
Is it Old or New Testament?
I don't know.
I would assume
Find that
old,
out, Joe.
probably.
Is it old or new? I can't believe Joe found that out so quick.
Dude, if it's Timothy, it's definitely
It's New
old, bro.
Testament.
It's in the New Testament.
Wow.
From Paul.
No.
From
Not
Paul.
It's from
Jesus.
Paul.
Uh,
All right, well, what are we talking about today?
It was Paul, even.
yeah, I know.
Does anyone trust that guy? All right, what are we talking about?
Talking about folklore.
Folklore?
Yeah, we're starting this off pretty strong with some folklore.
Oh.
Yeah, we did mythical creatures. We might as well go back to the basics of the roots of what we started this podcast the right way. Folklore. Talk about some gnomes, some vampires, some werewolves, some lore about Matt and how he's a weirdo.
Yeah. No.
And that's about what we're going to be talking about mostly. Anything else you want to add, Matt?
I might try to connect it to some real world things just to, surprise you guys.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Surprise us? You just told us.
Well, that's
pretty
the
bad
surprise.
surprise.
You think that I already didn't do the surprise right.
Matt's over here like, Bree, Timothy said.
Don't make me repeat what Tim said.
Tim.
Me and Tim are kind of tight now.
Yo, Tim over there is like, listen, God said this. So, all right, we'll be right back, though, after a quick break. And we're back. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
How was the break for you?
I
saw Bree doing some reading in the corner.
I did.
How was that?
Amazing.
What did you read?
I feel like I found my third eye. That Timothy said that women should be respectful and show that their husbands lead.
Yep.
And husbands should be tempered.
Mm.
And I agree with it all.
Oh, and that comes from Bree. Me and Matt are quieting up about this now, right, Matt?
Yeah.
What do you
women
mean?
need to shut their mouths.
I just converted. After I heard that, I know what their true purpose is.
Great. All right, so we're just gonna get right into it now, I think, because that was great. All right, we're talking about some folklore, right, Matt? Right?
Yep. Looking at the origins, the characteristics.
We're talking about why these things happen, like what it's about,
Who, what, where, when, why.
Exactly, man. Dab me up.
Yep.
They heard that.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully not, actually.
I wish I didn't see it.
I second that.
All right, so I think we're gonna start with. What should we start with? Should we start with the gnomes? I think that'd be a good start.
Yeah, millions wear the hats. Nobody knows about it, but this is actually a huge pandemic going on. Is that
Gnomes?
He's
Yeah.
a biased.
I'm not biased.
perspective.
I've seen it.
Oh,
No, well, I haven't seen it, but I've seen it on reliable sources.
oh, what's that? TrustMeBro.com.
Well, I'll have to get back to you.
It's TikTok.
Oh yeah, yeah. What about Instagram Reels? That's where I get all my news from.
Oh yeah, yeah. You must be real smart.
Dude, a guy that just found out about the submarine that sank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got that. No. Anyways, so gnomes, they originated in Europe, folklore. They were called dwarfish. I don't know. They're a type of goblin or an earth spirit who guards mines and precious treasures hidden in the earth. They're represented in medieval mythologies as small, physically deformed, usually hunchbacked creatures resembling a dry, crusty old man. That sounds like Matt, really.
Yeah,
I
nowhere
knew
close.
he looked familiar.
Yeah. You just need to get a beard, dude.
Look,
Maybe look at a tall gnome. The tallest gnome ever.
When you get you a red hat and a beard,
I'll be the gnome leader.
No.
You'd be the king.
How would you rally up the troops, all the gnomes?
Men, we
you wanna-
fight for honor.
Do you want to act this out?
All right, you could be. I'll be the gnome. Actually, you could be the gnome leader. I'll let you be the gnome
Really?
leader. Yeah,
No.
I'll be the.
I think you can do it really well.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll try
I just need
So we
somebody
gotta
to
do
be a gnome.
voices though for this. Ready?
All right, you be the gnome then, right?
All right.
Or the gnome.
Hello, no Messiah.
All right, that's not how gnomes speak. You've clearly not done enough research. It goes like, yeah, because their voice boxes are so tiny, right? So, and they didn't really get to develop an Adam's apple, so they actually they're really quiet. I mean, really like high pitched, right? It makes a lot of sense if you think about it.
How do
But
they have a beard but not an Adam's apple?
science, aren't you the science guy?
Yeah, that's wrong. Like,
All right, are you ready?
I thought you were the
well,
science
the
guy.
beard's just
Are you
secondary
ready?
sexual characteristic. So is Adam's apple.
Really? Hold on, I gotta rally my troops.
Yo, is there a gnome in this room?
Men, we fight for gnomes. We fight for our gnome religions. We fight for gnome gods. Yeah, no, never mind.
Baby.
Okay.
I feel like I sound like the squirrel from Emperor's New Groove.
You know, my dad said to make this episode good today. I have to tell him I disappointed him.
You're gonna show him this episode. He's gonna hear the first.
So
thing.
sad.
He's gonna hear.
He'd be like, what is this?
What's going on?
What are you doing in college?
This is what you do with your time.
All right.
But
So
yeah, unfortunately.
after we described them, right? So do you think that gnomes are real, and have we seen them?
Like, do I think people actually believe that gnomes were real back
No.
in medieval times?
Hold on. First, do you believe gnomes are real?
No.
All right.
I mean, there's garden gnomes, but all they're protecting is my platunias, so not really doing anything else.
Oh, you got a lot to learn. All right. Do you think that the people back in the day, then... Actually, hold on. Let me ask everyone if they believe in gnomes.
Yeah,
All right.
sure.
Do you believe in gnomes, Jack?
Personally, I don't. But, I can understand that someone hundreds of years ago sees a little person somewhere in a weird environment,
big red
strange
cap.
village, right?
Yeah.
He'd be like, that's, a different person or something like
Yeah.
that. But, we have all the TLC shows with the pumpkin farmers and all that. So we're more familiar with that lifestyle.
What about you, Bree? Do you think gnomes are real?
No, I mean, I think they're based off of, like, what a person would look like, maybe. Like, you see someone, and he maybe looked like that, short, with the beard.
I mean, like, man, if you just, like, weren't as tall as you are, I 100% guarantee, because you got the hunchback.
Wait,
like,
Thank you.
Where did the hunchback come from, though? Because, like, little gnome statues don't have hunchbacks.
It just said it did.
I mean...
Yeah, I've never seen a hunchback gnome, to be
Yeah.
honest.
They'll sit up very
Where'd you
straight.
get that information?
Wait, you guys seen gnomes? And you said you don't believe in them?
Well,
You guys got caught in a big lie.
Oh, man, they got caught then. They got caught.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
get away from me.
They got caught, man.
What do you mean you've never seen a hunchback gnome? You've seen some regular gnomes?
I said
Well, you do.
statues.
Oh, look at that.
No.
Joe's got the picture of a hunchback gnome right there.
You just
they call
tilt
me
it.
the researcher.
that's just a low head, dude.
Yeah, but that's
No,
Matt.
that's definitely what they
Matt,
look like.
wait, Matt, do that real quick. Stand up and do that. Show them.
Spot on.
wait, do it real quick right here.
Another one
See
right here,
that? They can do that. They can do that.
Wow, they can move their
They
necks.
just have to get rid of their neck. That's all they need to do.
Why do you think they wear the red caps?
Alright.
Well, I think
To seem taller.
I think they do it because when they try to cross the road, they don't want to get hit by a car, so they just wear it as like a.
Dude, they're not. They
Like
don't
that
come
scene in
out.
Toy Story when they hide under the traffic cones.
Exactly. That's what they. Is exactly what they're
they
doing.
don't. They don't go out in
This
public.
guy's back
That's why you
here.
only see them
Dude,
at night.
they're out in public right there.
In first
These
hunch.
people.
Look, they're in my garden
Dude, that's
right now.
that's edited. That one's edited specifically.
Oh, that's just Matt. That's a picture of Matt. They had
After
that
the bulk.
after the bulk.
That one right there.
There's a cat. There's a cafe.
That's a
in
gnome
Upper
pooping.
New
That's
York.
not the kind of gnome we're looking for.
There's a
First
cafe in
hunch
Upper New York
Yeah.
called the Gnome Cafe, and there's just hundreds of gnomes.
Yeah, we gotta go there now. We went to Cheesecake Factory. We gotta go there now.
I know I wanted to go there, and no one wanted to go.
Okay, now we'll go. The three of us will go.
Okay.
Wait, and Joe, right, Joe?
The three of
To
us
date.
and Joe, I like it.
Yeah.
We're just excluding
my
Jack.
house.
Jack, if
Yeah.
you want to come, sure.
Nah, I'll let you have your
Yeah,
way.
that's
Me
fine.
and you will
Great,
go.
thank you.
They'll go
Yeah.
at their own table. Yeah.
We'll just happen to be there at the same time.
Oh my God, it's you guys.
What are you doing here? I wonder how
I'd like
far
to-
away it is. Let me see.
I'd like to ask, right? You guys have seen videos of gnomes or no?
Like, what are you talking about?
Like-
I've watched
like-
movies on gnomes.
No.
I've read books on
What,
gnomes.
you watch Sherlock Gnomes? You think you're an expert?
What, Jack? What? He's dead over there. What's going on?
Bro, this kid.
What'd he
is
say?
just- No, his attitude, his condescending know-it-all attitude. like he's seen the Area 51 of gnomes.
Continue, Matt.
Millions wear the hats. But look, right? You see videos of
Yeah.
a bunch of they're on security cameras,
Yeah.
right? So they're probably not edited, right? And you can see these small creatures walking around with hats, pointed hats, right? Can you explain to me what other kind
That
of
just might
creature
be a little person's bad day of dress wear. That could
at
just,
night, and they're a group of them?
Yeah. Have you not
Yeah.
sune a group
Which
of
one's more
people?
believable, bud? I'll let everyone else decide.
This man needs to be institutionalized.
Bro over here is like, listen, trust me. Oh,
I'll let the evidence talk for itself.
Yeah,
You
man.
did
If
send
you-
me a convincing video one time. I was like, wow, that hat's sticking up.
Dude, they were in the mines. They were literally in the mines defending it, and you guys are just here, like
Also-
making fun of them.
That's also kind of funny. I also read this part. Gnomes actually are described as moving through solid walls in the earth like fish through water, too.
Yep.
So they
That's
can
on
just
video
morph
too.
through walls. You saw a video about that,
That's
too.
on video too.
Yeah, I bet.
Dude, so you guys, you know that it's easier to be fooled than unfooled, right? You agree?
What?
It's probably true, yeah.
Yep. All right, science guy agreed. So,
That's
so
it.
basically, you guys are the ones that are fooled, and I'm giving you picture and video evidence.
This is like you trying to like fight for the flat Earth thing, and then I just give facts and you just lose.
Dude,
anyways.
that's no fact. I'm giving the facts. All right,
Dude,
settle down.
I re-listened to that episode, and literally I said, "What do you think the center of the center of the moon is?" And you said, "What do you mean? It's just flat."
How do you know the Earth's real? I don't even. But look, the evidence is out there. If you want to go look for it, you could be smart, or if you want to just be oblivious to the gnomes, I mean, if you don't see them, they don't exist,
It won't
right?
bother you.
Right?
Sure. Anyways, to give some context, I feel like that back then, I feel like when they saw people with like they're very small. They're very smaller than them, and they had like hats and like these big beards. I feel like there was probably some stigma of them maybe going into mines because they can get into smaller crawl spaces, and I feel like that could justify a reason as to why they thought as them as like these gnomes guarding like these wealth down there. Jack,
There actually is a pretty interesting fact that there is a extinct hominid species that was very, very small.
mm-hmm.
So we found skeletons that like could be gnome-like. I don't think they were a gnome people.
Yeah.
They were God, I guess you can maybe look them up, like Homo floresiensis. Make a picture of this guy.
Homo
take a picture of me.
floresiensis,
I got this.
Whatever he said. He said. What'd you say, Jack?
It's
Can you use it
Homo
in a sentence?
floresiensis.
Oh, right there. That's right there.
Yeah, I think that might be it, or maybe it's like the Java. I don't know.
Wait, just look
One
up
of those,
images.
maybe the Denisovans.
Look at
I don't
images,
know. I'm
images,
not
images.
very good with this stuff, but
Really?
Oh yeah, those are small.
Oh,
Those are small.
oh
they
yeah.
are.
tiny
Yep.
ones, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, look right there.
And people just ignore this. That's the weirdest part.
That's
They just
literally
ignore that this is out there.
I just accidentally
Bro,
helped your
this
case.
one's
No, don't put that one up.
This one's literally that guy. They got
That's just Matt. Yeah.
Whatever.
yeah. Which
Yeah.
one are you, Liam?
Oh, I'm probably the tallest one.
You that one?
Yeah. Or that one.
Probably this one, right?
Yeah. No, that's Jack.
Jack's this one.
I'm wrapped up in the blanket.
He's wrapped up in the wolf pelt.
Yeah. This breed.
No, but say hypothetically,
That's messed up.
say hypothetically, like I didn't believe in gnomes for some reason.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I think that a possible explanation could be like maybe they were experiencing like paranoia in like the mines because they got the work so hard, you know.
Yeah.
And they're like down there for like days, and they just think that they're seeing small things like going around. you
Yeah,
know?
I feel like there's a lot of hysteria between all, but and also like gnomes are also like gnomes, goblins, and gremlins. They all kind of fall under the same category. Like,
Of what?
oh no, they like all that like.
Yep.
They're like almost the same folklore a lot of times with like gnomes, goblins, and like
They get
leprechauns.
like confused and mixed up.
Yeah, like leprechauns and gremlins. They all like very small, big beard, like creatures that are like hungry, money hungry, basically. So I feel like that.
Do you think people like just made them up just in case they like lost their money? They're like, nah, leprechauns.
I just think I just think that it's one of those cases of the thing of like dragons, how there's like different types of dragons throughout cultures, where like I think different groups of people like heard different stories and made up their own stories, or they saw these small people make up their own stories, and then it kind of blew up in this whole thing where people try to generalize it as one thing, which is just gnomes, and not just have like all these separate stories of like goblins, leprechauns, blah blah blah. They just kind of put it in one category, just gnomes. Because you see gnomes, people make gnomes, they dress them up as leprechauns, make them look like gremlins, make them wear like Red Sox, like merch. Yeah, so yeah, I'm talking about like statue gnomes, Bree.
I was so confused. Like, you mean like the Red Sox baseball team?
No, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
Do you think the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs are based off gnomes?
yeah, I feel like because they're minors.
I thought they're dwarves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That like they're
feel like
that's
they're
what I'm
so
saying. Like it's
closely
all under
related.
that same category of like gnomes, dwarves,
Oh yeah.
like all money hungry
Yep.
minors.
What is interesting because like little people were referred to as dwarves for a long
Yeah.
time. You know, that was like what people. It was called dwarfism.
Dude,
You know?
that still
Before
happens
that,
today.
It was gnomism.
Gnomism?
I happen to be.
Is that what you want to? Is that what you change it to? Gnomism?
Kiskin has
Before
gnomism.
dwarfism, it was gnomism.
Was it?
Yeah, science guy.
Dwarfism,
Wow.
gnomism.
Gnomism is not a thing.
Gnomism is
Did
not
you
a thing.
actually believe me? I was joking.
Oh, now it's all jokes.
Kiskin's
Huh?
got
Oh,
it.
look at
It's
that.
real.
Should be the only
it
identity
hurts.
for the modern gnomism. Reddit said gnomism should be the only identity for the modern world, and then no one commented.
Well, because nobody's actually read the facts.
When did that post come out?
2020.
Oh, and it's been 3 years.
He's ahead of his time, okay? Leave him alone.
So, like, final statement: gnomes are real.
Okay, sure. Let's do a poll. Do you think gnomes are real? We'll go with Matt first.
Yep, easily.
You're an idiot. Jack?
I don't believe so.
Don't believe so.
Well, if we're saying dwarves are gnomes, dwarves exist.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I literally
So why wouldn't they exist?
Yep. Yep. You search for 1 second and you find it.
Is that the notorious picture Matt's been talking
Talking about
about?
a red circle.
What are you
around it, it's
talking
real.
about? Look at that. That's just
Dude,
a guy
it
dressed
just
up
helps
as
people.
the elf on the shelf. That's not even a gnome.
There's a third one. Wow.
Do you guys see what's in that red circle?
Then elves are gnomes too, because they have pointy hats. And
No,
work.
they don't have pointy
All right.
hats.
Elves do too have pointy hats.
They have pointy
I
ears.
know of people with
They
pointy
have
hats
pointy
that are
hats.
definitely not gnomes.
Gnomism is a social
All right,
construct.
let's see this.
The main difference between elf and gnome is that the elf is a supernatural being in Germanic mythology and folklore, and gnome is a diminutive spirit in Renaissance magic and alchemy. The associate elves variously with the gods of Norse mythology, with causing illness, with magic, and with beauty and seduction. Whatever that last part meant.
You're telling me this isn't pointy?
Dude,
Yeah, that's just elf
dude,
on the shelf.
Even an amateur would know the difference.
Yeah, this is just basically describing the difference between the two right here. Whatever Joe just said, there you go, everyone. Just replay that if you want to hear it again. I'm not going to say it.
All right. So, yes, no, something in the between.
In
All right, Liam.
between, no.
No.
I think if what you just said makes them real. Because you said everything like tiny people fall under gnomes.
Sure.
And so that exists, so yes.
Yeah, but we're talking about things that can swim through walls like fish. That's what it just described.
Then no.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Keep believing what you guys want to believe. It's just
Sheep.
I won't even try it anymore. If the video evidence didn't get to you guys, there's nothing else I can do.
We're
right.
willfully blind.
I think we're going to switch to witches and like the witch trials and all that stuff. Fun things.
I went to Salem.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it nice?
Yeah, during Halloween it gets crazy.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
There are a bunch of witches there.
Yeah, how'd you know?
All right. Well, one for real witches. Get tricked already. Oh man, I got 1 point.
What are you talking about? All right, so off the bat, witches has been like a thing for like centuries at this point, and people still, even to this day, believe in witches and witchcraft and spells and all that.
Describe what a witch is.
Early witches were people who practiced witchcraft using magic spells and calling upon spirits for help to bring about change. Most witches were thought to be pagans doing the devil's work. Many, however, were simply natural healers, so-called wise women whose chose a profession was misunderstood. So basically, it was just like shaman healers a lot of time, and people like mistaking them for using like herbs and remedies of like
For witchcraft?
for witchcraft and all that. So like when you like burn incense, they thought that was like a kind of way of witchcraft and all that, even though it's just burning a plant, really.
Do you think that could be like the reverse, though? That they're actually mistaking witchcraft for herbs and plants?
You mean? Do you think they're mistaken?
Yeah, they're actually doing witchcraft.
No, you
But-
meant to say, are they mistaking herbs and that for witchcraft? Or
No. Are they mistaking witchcraft for herbs and plants? Yes.
no. So
If you think about it.
That's a good point, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
you're not totally wrong, I guess.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Finally.
there's something interesting where
Mhm.
I don't know. I heard somebody talking about this, how the folklore with like witches having cats.
Yeah,
You think about like a lot of widowed women back in the day would like have cats around.
yeah,
And during the plague, those cats would eat or like any rats that
Mhm.
had like the fleas and the disease on them.
yeah.
And so then the widowed woman wouldn't catch the
Disease, yeah.
disease, and it's like, oh, that's kind of weird. Everyone's died except her.
Yeah, so that is like definitely an example of like sadly of like it's a I can't remember the word I'm trying to think of, like a coincidence almost of just they had a cat that killed the rats in her house and she lived.
Right.
And a lot of people didn't like cats because they thought, especially back then, that they were like, especially black cats, like you see people that like when a black cat crossed, where they had to spit on the floor like 7 times, something like that.
What?
Have you heard of
Never heard
Yeah,
of that. I know
Where
it.
are you from?
Joe, you heard me, right? The black cat like thing where it's
I
like you
know
spit
when
on the floor.
I know when a black cat crosses the road, it's bad luck, but like spitting on the floor is just crazy.
7 times.
Listen, dude, what do you want from
7 times is crazy, dude. I'm not wasting time like that.
It's gonna be so dry, dude.
Bro, I'd get to 6 and I'd be like, I don't have any spit.
I think-
Here's the quote, if you want to read it.
Yeah, if a black cat crosses your path, you'll have bad luck unless you turn around 3 times and spit on your and spit on your little finger.
Somebody clip that.
And spit on your little finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
That one's at least better than spitting on the ground 7 times. Like an idiot.
Well, like, you're driving, right? The black cat crosses the road. You gotta get out of your car and spin around 3 times.
Yeah, I guess. If you want to, like...
Yeah,
use
if you
that
want to
bad
live and be smart about it. Yeah, just keep driving and not make
Run the
any
cat
sort
over.
of protections. That's good.
Roll the
luck.
dice.
Oh, my God.
Let's see who lives longer, okay?
Now, like, in 1692, like, that's when the witch trials happened in Salem, Massachusetts. And they would, like... To, like, find out if you're a witch, they would ask you if you're a witch. And if you said no, you're a witch. But if you said yes, you can be, like, forgiven. So it's kind of like a lose-lose. And the other ways they'd find out if you're a witch is if they, like, tied your feet to, like, a stone and threw it in the water, and you float above the water, you're a witch. But if you
dead.
die, you're
You weren't, but you're dead.
but you're gonna get to go heaven. So, and other ways was like they would take like they put a guy on a stone, a big stone, put a piece of wood on him, and then they'd stack like stones on him over time until they like crush him. And there was a guy, actually, I can't remember his name, but there was a guy that had stones at him, and they were like, "Are you going to confess?" He's like, he said something like, "I'm not going to confess because I'm not a witch. Put the next stone on me and let me die," or something like that. He just said something like that, and then he died. And they said, "He's not a witch. Job is done." Like other ways where like they hang them from trees, and if they just somehow got off the tree, they're a witch. It was like, if they die, guess what? They get to go to heaven. But if
I feel like this should be reversed.
so,
Did you read The Crucible? in high
no. Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I watched the movie.
I did watch the movie. I'm pretty sure.
I think we were talking about it a lot. I was not there. I actually did cast some spells during school. I do have some experience in this. I was so bored one day. I was so bored in class. I go and I look up witchcraft spells to make time fly by, and there's some stupid rhyme, and it worked. It was like, school day, fly away. Something weird. But I was chanting
it. Said they
and
collect 1 spider eye, 3 newts, a witch's hat, big cauldron. You're out of school.
No, all I had to do was say that, and I was like, all right, time flew by, you know?
Do you know why the Salem witches were originally accused of witchcraft?
It was all just a way to escape getting like in trouble with like certain other laws. I'm pretty sure like infidelity and all that. They would just, I think, accuse. So, for example, like there was a guy that was having an affair with a girl that was like 15. So for starters, he's
I know what you're talking about. It's
yeah.
Crucible.
Yeah, the Crucible. Yeah, so he was having an affair, and then he was what I can't remember what's the word for like that, like with a minor, basically.
Pedophilia?
No,
Statutory.
Grooming.
No. Grooming. Whatever. Any of those 3 work, I guess. But there's like a big long word for it they used.
I mean, it was infidelity. He was cheating on his wife.
No, there's infidelity and then something else.
Yeah, some stupid word. Doesn't even matter.
And basically what happened was this girl fell in love with the guy, but he wouldn't leave his wife because he still loved his wife, and if he left her, it was kind of like sinful to like get a divorce and all that, and also to marry to this younger girl afterwards. So she kind of lied, saying that she was a witch, like the wife. Got the wife killed, and then the husband died, and then she like ran away basically to our state.
One of them was sick. I think maybe like her friend or something. And I thought she was a witch, and then
they would like go during court. They would go in court, and every time like they were asking if she was a witch or not, like the wife, like she brought her friends, the girl, and all her friends would just act like they're getting like attacked by her, possessed, and like roll on the floor and scream, saying they could see her, like her demon version on the top of the banisters and all that. It was crazy. That happened all the time though during Salem.
It's like IRL Among Us, bro. That's bad.
But there was also like a slaved woman called, I can't remember her name.
I'm literally looking up the summary.
Yeah, you could find, there's a slaved woman. If you could find her name, just say it, Brie. That'd be great.
Okay.
What I thought it was with the Salem witch trials was they had epilepsy, and when people saw them convulsing, they like freaked out.
Yeah.
They
So
thought
like,
they were possessed.
so a lot of times like people
Tituba.
had Tituba. Yeah, that was like the slave.
That was the black slave.
The black slave that would go into the woods with the children, and they did like a lot in Africa. They did a lot of voodoo stuff, so she'd bring like voodoo stuff, and it wasn't like witchcraft, but she kind of was just like putting on a show almost with the kids. And one day they saw, for starters, in the woods. It's forbidden to be in the woods. Back then, it was forbidden to be in the woods because they thought it was the devil's like territory.
Den?
Yeah, basically. And it was also you were not allowed to dance around. Like you were not allowed to dance back then too. So for starters, they were dancing and also in the woods. So they blamed Tituba, saying it was her fault that she used witchcraft to lure them into the woods to start dancing and break these like solemn rules and all that. And then Tituba was put on trial, I think, and then Tituba confessed, and she was able to live actually, unlike
a lot of them.
Unlike 19 men and women who refused to confess to witchcraft, and they were all killed basically. So,
do you know that?
Yeah.
This is actually where the term witchcraft comes from. Mm-hmm. I mean, not witchcraft, witch hunt.
Yeah,
is that they hunted witches, and so they call it a witch hunt now. Do you know that?
That's cool. I didn't know that actually. What?
I mean, yeah, those are the words.
Yeah. Well, maybe some of us need to piece it together, Jack, and we're not science people.
But like, I also like, if you think back too, there was like instances I give some credence to the fact there might be witches. There was a woman who was put on trial that said to this judge that convicted her in like some amount of years' time, like she said that you'll die by choking on your own blood, basically. Funny enough, he died choking on his own blood. So then it gave more credence to the fact that witches are real. So like there's things like that, like the coincidences of that. People do believe that means that this person was a witch. And then before she died, the woman said like she was a follower of like Satan and the devil, and then basically condemned the judge to die by choking on his own blood. And then shockingly, the guy died by choking on his own blood, basically, after she died. And there's other things like people had like seizures back then, like epilepsy, and they would take it as them being possessed by the devil and all that stuff. Are you leaving?
No, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just stuff like that. There's so many coincidences that would happen that just like confused people.
Yeah, people couldn't process coincidences,
No.
and you know what? Like people, like statistics was one of the most recent fields of mathematics to be developed over calculus and all that other stuff.
You want to describe kind of like what statistics is, I guess?
Well, it's looking at like large data sets and trends in that data, and probability is a big factor in that. And that's why I think like a lot of religion kind of sprung out of that, because when something has a 1% chance of happening, people feel like it's impossible or not going to happen, and then they say, "Oh, it's a miracle."
Well, back then too, like unlike the world now, we have like 8 billion people around the world, right? Like the likelihood back then of like a seizure happening and like a deformity happening and someone like choking on blood, the numbers were so much smaller because that kind of genes of those things I don't think were able to spread as far, right?
All right,
not necessarily true.
They could have had more. That's a bunch of baloney.
People just didn't survive it.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot of factors that go into like a disease prevalence at any given time in history. And so I'm not really sure about at that point. They could have had more, well, whatever disease you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm talking about epilepsy and all that. I'm saying like there's not a lot of treatments for that, and then
they're
like
probably said, rare.
Yeah, they'd probably die more often. So that
or treatment wasn't.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So, do you think witches are real, Liam?
So I'll say this: I believe that. I actually believe in that a little bit more with the spiritual side of things. I guess a little bit more than anything else. Like, I don't really think that there's people going around like there's cults that are going around like sacrificing cats and all that. And there's like a case in a town somewhere in a state somewhere in the United States where they
Sounds
actually
really reliable.
no, I know, but
There's like something.
I have to. I'll look it
Don't
up.
let me look it up, but
I'll look it up during the break and I'll come back and say it. But there's a town in a state somewhere. I'll figure it out. Yeah.
Something.
Something.
A town and a state and a
and then
country.
something happened with a witch,
Something
and
like that.
it was really good.
And basically,
Haven't heard about it?
Basically, what happened was, they had to ban cats because people would buy cats and actually sacrifice cats in the woods because like Satan cults were so prevalent in that like town that they had to like basically ban like selling cats in pet stores. So it was going to be only dogs and all that. And yeah.
And then they sacrificed people.
So I think there's like people that are really strong believers in the witchcraft stuff, and I'm like such 50-50 with it. So I'll lean more to the side of sure, I could believe it almost to an extent, but not all of it, you know? So
Yeah, I actually want to add on to the story that you said with the thing that happened somewhere, someplace, sometime. But I saw a story online. I forget where. No, but this is
Reddit?
real. This is probably real.
Okay.
Like real as in the story that I saw is, in fact, a story that I saw.
okay.
You didn't just
But-
make it up.
No, I didn't.
So a low bar to set.
But yeah, this guy, he went on like this guy like died to a witch apparently, and I think his family was writing like his experience from like this witchcraft thing, and they said that he went on like a date with like a girl, right? And he the girl wanted to like go home with him right after the date or whatever, and he said like no, I want to go back to my house, and then she's like, I'm gonna like curse you forever,
Yeah.
right? And then he's like, that's a little weird, so I'm gonna go back home, and then whatever, a couple days go by, nothing happens, but then one day, right, he goes to bed and he wakes up and he can't move, and he sees there's something hovering over his bed, and then levitates him, and then grabs him by the throat or something weird.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then he like couldn't breathe, and then it all stopped. Right, and then he told his family that, and he's like, I'm scared for my life. Right,
Yeah.
and then the next night he just dies, like from like a slit throat or something. So sounds like they're real. So.
I'm sold.
I can't. I mean, is that peer review?
Can you refute facts?
I guess not.
They really don't care about your feelings, buddy. Okay, so after that story, that kind of moved my heart. So, and the real time witch stuff with my
your
school.
heart.
Yeah, making the school day fly by.
It was in Denton, Texas. I just found out that they banned cats in Denton, Texas.
Oh, Texas.
So, yep,
Yeah, so I believe in witches as well. After that story.
No.
figured.
All right. Well,
I don't believe in witches.
Yeah, figured. It's
Yep.
it's just me and you, Matt.
yep, I'm casting a spell on both of these. Both of these
Wake up
people.
tomorrow, I'm like,
I see Matt. I see Jack just having a seizure. It's just like, it's a witch. It's a witch.
I'm just putting like drugs in his food or something. I'm casting spells.
there's like frogs, my Dr. Pepper.
It's like rat. He puts rat poison in there.
Where did this come from? You just go up for food. I'm dropping it.
There's frogs everywhere.
All right, so we're going a little break, and we get back. We'll talk a little bit more about folklore. We'll be right back. Look around, and we're back. We have the peanut gallery here. Matt, do you want to introduce the peanut gallery?
Jim, Jimmy, and Johnson.
Oh, there we
I
go.
don't even need them.
Quinn, Cole, and Kane. Welcome.
All right. Well, we have any like questions? We might ask them or something weird.
We might ask.
Do you guys
them.
believe in witches?
No,
No?
they all said no.
Yeah, because they probably didn't.
Kane
do their,
said yes.
Do you guys believe in gnomes?
They're among us.
Do you believe
Yep.
in gnomes?
Among us.
Gnomes. Like a garden gnome.
Yeah, he's already lost.
But like as a real person.
All right, anyways. All right, let's get back to the show. All right.
All right. Do we want to go to which next creature do you want to go to?
I'm not really sure. I
We
think
could go to Skinwalkers.
I kind of want to like potentially do that last,
No.
or like do that different episode. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
So I
sense.
want to kind of do that with the ghost one.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Spirits and ghosts.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I
Keep
get
the
it.
ghosts out of it.
Hmm?
Keep the ghosts out of it. For now.
Yeah, let him be, bro.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're gonna start with. I think we're gonna do werewolves. I think that's the next best thing. Sound good?
All right.
Lycanthropy.
Like Twilight.
What?
What?
Look up that word.
Camptherapy?
Camptherapy?
Lycanthropy. Lycan.
Hold on. Wait,
Yeah, this is why we invite the science guy, right, guys?
C-A-N.
Word.
C-A-N.
Yeah. Thro.
T-H-R-O.
Py.
P-Y.
What
Let's
is
see. Oh, it's a backpack.
Yeah.
What? You're pretty good at backpacks, huh?
Exactly what I was
Thanks to our sponsor.
Oh, thanks for sponsor Camptherapy. So no, here's a definition: the supernatural transformation of a person into a werewolf, as recounted in folk tales. There you go, Jack.
Wow.
You're so smart, Jack.
Thanks,
wow,
man.
you like just knew that on the top of your head. That's crazy.
Just words, man.
Do you guys study that in the science class or whatever?
Yeah, we did a unit on that.
On the werewolves?
Yeah.
All right. So
Did you actually?
No.
What do you mean? Did you actually?
I was actually wondering, man. What do you want from me? All right, let's get right into it. So werewolves are believed, like the first like story of werewolves started in.
No, first, what is a werewolf before anything else?
Sure, a werewolf is a man that transforms into man/wolf when a full moon is out, basically.
Can it be a woman?
Sure. But
you
the
made
man,
that up.
the
Is it
man
made
wolves
that
are
up?
stronger.
I think isn't a female werewolf a mere wolf? I think.
What breed?
Can you see if they them?
Oh, stop! This is not starting. That's
I
been
pushed the mic away.
No, yeah, but we heard you.
No, I'm saying I pushed it away for a reason.
yeah. But we heard it on the mic.
I didn't hear nothing.
No, you didn't.
Wait, what happened, guys?
Nothing.
You
was
want me to say it again?
What were you
No.
saying, Kiskin?
Oh, what was I? Oh, mere wolf. I think that's what's a female wolf is
A
called,
mere
or
wolf?
a werewolf. Yeah.
It's like, I think we found a whole Reddit page. It's like
You're with the
mere
tornado
wolf.
stuff, bro.
What?
The
and I
tornado
think that they
stuff.
move around 30
Remember
meters.
that.
Yeah, I remember
Mere
that
wolf art.
episode.
It's like
Of course I do.
No one
All
else
right.
does.
All right. So yeah, werewolf is a person that basically transforms into a man/wolf when the full moon's out. How they transform into a wolf is they gotta get like bit by a werewolf, basically. I'm pretty sure, or carry like the gene of a werewolf. So
Which one is it, dude? You're pretty sure.
both really.
yeah. Once you get in the nitty gritty, it's probably both.
Isn't getting bit like vampires?
Yes and no. There's different tales of how people are transformed, but the werewolf one's always the same. Where it's like you either like are like a descendant of a werewolf, or you get bit by a werewolf. It's always one or the other. The vampire, it's kind of like there's different stories. We'll go into that later, though. Ways to kill a werewolf is just with silver, and that's really kind of a lot of different stories. Say silver. There's 1,000 stories of different things, but silver is usually the biggest one, really. So,
Why silver?
I think it's something
To do with the moon, right?
Yeah, so like you got like the silver crest, like you know what I'm talking about. Like they usually call it, like the silver crest moon or something like that. Like they call the moon sometimes like something silver or something. I don't remember. But you science guy, come on.
I've never heard. That's a.
No,
a-
never
uh,
heard of that.
In myths and folklore, silver is poisonous to were creatures. Sorry, not werewolves, but were creatures, and it shuts down their ability to regenerate from injuries, causes a burning effect, and generally ruins their day. Okay. Dang it, my day.
I can't go to the store today.
I know it has something to do with the moon. I'm just gonna keep looking.
Where does
until
the folktale originate?
It starts with the tale of Gilgamesh. Do you know that one?
Yes, from Mesopotamia.
Yeah. So the tale of Gilgamesh. It told the tale of a man who turned into a wolf that killed his wife. Basically, it's just I don't really know the whole story, but I know that's like kind of where that's like the earliest story of that. and a lot of it's in Norse mythology too. A lot of like the werewolf things are in Norse mythology as well, which I think really kind of blew up a lot of the areas of that. I'm not really sure, but it's kind of, I think Gilgamesh and Norse is really a lot where the werewolf stuff kind of exploded. So, with that said, though, yeah, I don't know. Werewolves, it's a possibility that I don't believe in.
Are you serious?
A man turning into a wolf, not gonna happen. Have you seen Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lupin, yep.
Maybe like some of them. I might not remember much, but they were movies.
Prisoner of
Movies.
Azkaban.
That was where a werewolf came in?
Mm-hmm. Professor Lupin, and then Sirius Black was someone that chose to turn into...
He turned into a dog.
He turned into a dog, but yeah. So.
Yeah, poor people who haven't seen that movie.
Catfoot.
Huh? You didn't think about that, did you?
Spoiler.
That's real helpful. Yeah, but also it said silver is commonly associated with the moon in alchemy texts.
Yes.
So, and it like disrupts their moon connection then somehow.
Yeah, perfect.
Something weird.
See? Come on, Jack.
Is that a journal or something? Alchemy text.
Yeah. Didn't you read it? Is it Science 101?
Trends in alchemy.
Yeah, so, I mean, with wolves, like werewolves, I feel like kind of like try to, like, I guess, go into, like, why people would actually kind of believe in that stuff. I feel like there's a lot of people, like a lot of men that are super hairy. You know what I mean? Like back then, like they had like endless amount of hair and all that. And especially like back then.
What do you mean back then? Did they have some rare hair genes? Dude.
Bearded lady, you seen that?
Yeah.
The bearded gnomes.
But like think about it too, like back then, like men like really couldn't like cut their nails as much as often. I feel like they didn't have like nail clippers like we do nowadays.
Dude, I use my teeth.
You're a little weirdo.
What do you think they did back then, bro?
They probably just use their teeth.
Yeah, once you get in the wilderness, what are you going to do? Use a nail clipper?
It's like, where's my face mask?
Where's my phone?
But so like to like explain, like there's like stories like even like in early times of like psychology where like there's children that have been abandoned by their families that have been grown up by wolves. Jack knows this though for sure, right?
Yeah, I've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
There's some weird stories about that, and they don't have any social development. They can't talk or do anything like that.
Like the Jungle Book.
Yeah. So imagine that like happening back then. I feel like that's a lot more common back then, like children being abandoned in woods and all that, and they just somehow get raised by wolves. It's happened. It's a real thing that's happened. Imagine like these people that. Imagine people that are out there that are super hairy with super long nails. That like what? A source?
Yeah, you look into it for 5 seconds, you'll find a source.
Yeah, and I feel like back then people just found these people in the woods that are like super feral, like people that are like super hairy with long nails, like howling like dogs, and they probably associate them with like werewolves, basically. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like what I think. In my
Origins
Wait,
are?
so let me get your theory.
That's my theory.
All right, there's hairy guys with long nails in the woods, and they howl, and that's where werewolves came from.
Okay, it sounds believable, and I have seen this, so I will accept this. But yeah,
It's backed by science and psychology.
so
Jack.
so you're telling me that kids can't get raised by wolves? Are you telling me that, Jack?
Not successfully.
No. So if you actually look, you could see that there's feral people. I literally saw a video recently of like this guy went into like a random cave and he was like recording, and they were like talking in Arabic or something, and they're like trying to communicate. Kane saw it.
You grew up in society and you're feral.
Okay, never mind. Kane did not see it.
It was in Pakistan.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kane seems like an expert. Can you talk on that for a sec?
Get on the mic.
Yeah, talk about that video. Because if two people have seen it, it's probably real.
The whole world could have seen it, and it could still
just
be fake.
It's the video he's talking about. There's these. I'll say 4. There's 3 visible Pakistani guys who are in a mine, and one of them is speaking to the other one, and he's like, "Shut up, shut up, shut up." And
Oh yeah.
because there's a face like 20 feet back into the cave, and it's like elongated, and it looks like, I hate it. It's like Uncanny Valley. It's like, it looks like a human, but it's like distorted. And he's like explaining in Arabic, like, oh, see how the dust is floating out of the cave? And he drops like a bunch of dust on the ground and it like blows. It's a bunch of weird
All right,
stuff.
yeah, that probably didn't happen. This guy probably is an expert. Whatever he said, he said some true things, but added some lies. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's my theory as to
But that,
why.
yeah, see, there's regular evidence.
It's backed by science, psychology. Jack, what do you got, Mr.
Psychology.
Einstein, Darth Dork?
Where's the psychology?
It's backed by genes.
Darth Dork over there thinks he knows it all.
You guys got me there.
Why don't you read a book every once in a while,
should. I
dummy?
gotta brush up.
Name
Yeah.
10 bucks, idiot.
All you can name is TikToks, dude. Come on.
Really?
That's your source.
You name 10 books.
Bible, Old Testament, New Testament,
Bro,
another Bible.
Basically just
like
scribing
Book of John,
He said
Book of
his-
Matthew.
Wait, pause. You just said another Bible as one of your answers.
Yeah, because there's a ton of versions.
The
like the
Quran.
King James Version
Torah.
Bible.
Bree, name 10 books.
All 7 Harry Potters.
All right, yeah, that doesn't count.
Yours does.
Yeah, because I was naming the books. All
Okay.
7 Harry Potters
Harry
is not
Potter
a book.
and the Sorcerer's Stone.
All right, no.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
See, she's smarter than you, Matt. You just
You named 2.
Yeah.
Do you
it-
want me to name all 7?
Yes.
Hey, wait,
Name
I'm
all
just
7.
saying that you didn't name them. All right,
Harry Potter
Wait,
and the
let's move
Prisoner
on.
of Azkaban.
Let's move on. We already know you can't name them. Okay.
We already know you're lying.
All right. Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone. Harry Potter, Chamber of Secrets. Harry Potter,
No.
Prisoner of Azkaban. Harry Potter,
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
Order of the
Order of
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince.
Deathly Hallows.
Deathly Hallows 1. Deathly Hallows 2.
That's the movie. It's one book.
Oh, 2. Both.
You're
Boom.
not
Oh,
No.
dude, you think you know books, bro? Dude, oh my God, that's a rookie mistake.
Oh, big bookworm over here.
You didn't even know there was one book.
What a fake fan.
You know what, Matt? Screw you, man.
Couldn't even name 7. You named 6. All right, whatever.
So-
Adds the
so,
Diary
Jack,
of Wimpy Kid
asking
books
you-
at the end.
Shut up. Shut up.
Diary Wimpy Kid, Dog Days.
All right, Jack, as a science guy, do you think it's possible, right, hear me out, that a man can be affected by the moon cycle of a full moon and be super hairy and have long nails and howl on a full moon and be affected by the moon cycle and kind of go a little bit more feral?
I don't think to that extent.
Okay. Do you want to
Yeah.
explain as to
Like,
why?
I don't think necessarily that the
No,
moon
no, don't.
could affect someone so
Fall
strong
out.
that they're gonna have some
Choking.
become some sort of animal.
Oh, he's all right. He's an idiot. That's what happened. Got it.
Well, from my scientific perspective, to add on to what Jack said, right, I think it's probably a bit of confirmation bias, right, from the actual person that thinks they're a werewolf, right? So then,
You think you're a werewolf?
yo, am I talking about what?
No, he's talking about himself being a werewolf.
No,
No, you're not.
no. Oh, you are so amateur. Oh, no, but
Bro, you need to sit down. Give him a chair.
yeah, but right, they think that they're a werewolf, so that they think they're getting affected by like the moon, and then they're gonna start howling because they think they're a werewolf still.
Yeah, it's
and-
pretty cool.
And and then they just make themselves more hairy and like start acting weird. So I think
It's
it's
like a
based off of your
placebo.
theory.
Yeah, do you think a placebo effect could happen with that?
Not to make you grow hair and
No, but
howl.
I'm saying like, do you think like
Hey, they're strong.
do you
Mentally.
think mentally like if they got into like a cycle of like that somehow like coincidence, do you think a placebo effect would happen where they would probably start thinking like they'd get super hairy like on this lunar cycle?
I mean, it wouldn't have any effect on their hair growth. They may feel more like a wolf.
Because the only reason I'm asking is I know for like some sense of placebos, like medication, people will take certain medications and it's a placebo. It doesn't really do anything, but it actually helps them and actually does something for them. So that's why I was wondering if like that
Definition
would.
of placebo effect.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if that would kind of affect that almost. Because
Not your
there's
hair growth.
all right,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not going to affect them physically. It'll only affect them mentally.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a science guy. Can't talk on it. So
You can talk
sorry.
about anything you want, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's probably real.
That's all he says.
If you think about it for a long time, I won't even have to explain it. That they probably exist, but they're like not like the real ones that actually transform, but actually just are out there. Appalachian Mountains. You ever hear howling?
Yeah, that's probably wolves.
And what's in packs?
Breeze
hold on.
face.
What's in packs of wolves? Where do werewolves? Where are they? In packs of wolves. You're hearing them every day. You're just denying it. It's sad.
How do you know a wolf is just not a person being a werewolf?
How do you know it's not just a werewolf being a wolf?
It's true.
Exactly. It's 50-50 actually. But I'll go with
Sold.
either
Full
true.
wolf
You're
form.
you're an idiot.
Me? I just used logic, evidence, facts, science, statistics.
Which
To prove I'm
none
right.
of that happened right now.
Whatever. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, they're real.
Sure.
All right, they're real for me.
No.
Jack does not think they're real because no, some stupid placebo effect. I don't even know what that is.
I didn't even bring that up. Even me who said that.
No, I don't think they're real.
You don't think they're real? Bree?
No.
No. Yeah, Matt, you're the only one that's a big
Yep.
loser tonight with
Yep.
that.
It's
Well,
not.
it's called faith.
Faith.
So think about it. So if you guys are all
Timothy 2:12 said,
Werewolves are real and you all are losers.
think about
"The
it.
Bible states that you are a big loser."
If you guys are
believe-
3 people against one person, and there's first place, and there's second, third, and fourth,
yeah.
and I am having a differing opinion. I am first place. You guys are second, third, and fourth.
I don't think that's
Yeah,
how
but in
it
my
works.
That's how
state-
stats
but
work. If you take in a stats class, you'd agree with
hold
me.
on, hold on. But if in my world, the 3 of us are right and you're wrong, you're in last place. We're all tied for first. So what does that
There's
mean?
no tie for first if you know what first means.
All right, 1, 2, 3, boom. We're all placed in a
Miss.
spot now.
No.
Okay. All right, ready? Let's talk about some vampires now. All right. Talk about the origin of vampires. So there was a man in, I think, Romania. His name was Vlad the Impaler. And this guy would impale his victims from the rear end all the way up through his body to the neck and, like, hang him on, like, wood, like, pillars around, like, a road to his castle.
Fun.
And he would drink their blood. And people thought he was immortal and a vampire when he drank the blood because he said so. He would, like, dip his bread in the blood and eat the blood and all that stuff. And, yeah, he would only drink blood, basically, and, like, eat certain foods. And people really thought, like, that's where kind of, like, the story of Dracula came from and different, like, origins of vampires and all that. So that's kind of like where that whole folklore started. I think it was around like the 15 or 1300s, the 1500s. That's a big window, but I think it was somewhere around that time frame. And this guy just kind of ran the show, kind of thing of his time.
Yeah, people are probably scared of him. You
Yeah.
know? If he's actually like powerful, you know, you mess with a vampire, he like comes after you, takes all your blood out.
Well, think about like his scare tactics of like putting them on the wood posts, drinking their blood, and being like, "This is what's up. I'm immortal. You can't stop me." I think he didn't live that long, believe it or not. But
Did Romania just not have police?
no, he was a king. He was like the ruler of Romania.
He was the ruler. Oh.
Yeah. So, but my question to Jack is like, if a person kind of went on an all blood diet, only had blood basically, and like had some food every once in a while, like, do you think they'd be able to survive off of that? Because I know people eat like pig's blood and drink pig's blood and all that stuff.
I'm not really 100% sure, but I think maybe you could because especially if it's like from a freshly killed whatever, because you know in the blood circulates like proteins. There's like albumin, which binds to a lot of different stuff in our body and carries stuff, and that's actually what egg whites are made out of. We have fats in our bloodstream, and you know depending on the last time the animal ate, there could be like sugars.
Yeah.
And so I mean, if it's fresh, maybe you could, you know,
So
but I don't really know.
Do you
How-
think like what are you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask how much water is in blood. It's like high,
Well,
right?
no, there's
Yo,
it's 70%
guys just says
throughout the whole body, but it doesn't mean it's all through your blood system, though. You know
Yeah,
what I
well,
mean?
there's like, so you have blood as a whole, and then there's plasma.
Yeah.
There's like all the stuff besides the red blood cells.
Yeah.
and that has more water, but also has a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's water, but it's not.
'Cause I know
there's a
as
lot of other
humans, we're more iron-rich blood, so that's kind of like where it's different, I guess. If someone were to drink our blood, it's like kind of compared to pig's blood and drinking
stuff.
ours.
It's the same. It's a mammalian
Really?
blood system. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's all iron based because it's hemoglobin.
Because I know, like, when sharks bite people and they taste the iron, they don't want to like eat us and they kind of swim away and all that. So I was wondering, kind of.
I've heard some interesting stuff about some sea creatures. I don't want to say. Like, I'm not really sure, but like octopus, for example, have like some different, basically metal that is involved in like the electron transport that we have during respiration.
Mm-hmm. It's
Is it
mercury.
It might be. I'm not sure.
Kane said mercury.
I think I've heard that before too. Yeah, and now it's all lies because it comes from me, huh?
Anything that comes out of your mouth, man, I have a hard time believing half the time.
Thanks, man.
So it's not mercury.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, a lot of fish do have mercury in them from like toxic byproducts.
That's probably why you.
But I'm talking
really,
about like whatever because like our red blood cells,
Mhm.
you know, it's a bunch, you know, proteins folded up, and then you have like iron in there.
Mhm.
No, like red blood cells, like erythrocytes, and that there's some like weird, you know, redox reaction between the iron and, you know, some other electron carriers and stuff, and that's how respiration happens. And I think in some sea creatures you can have whatever their like blood cells are have a different metal. So whatever, you know, calcium, for example, which is, but I'm not really sure. I don't know the exact.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, fish do have a lot of mercury from like.
No, I was just wondering
pollution,
because this guy I think survived for a good bit of time. I think not too long, but a good bit of time, and he just survived off like a blood-based diet of human blood and like food, like different types of food.
Did he ever bite anyone? Do you know?
I don't think so. I think he just kind of just drained them and had that after. So
Lame.
Have you ever bitten anyone?
Have I bitten anyone?
yes,
Myself.
okay.
Don't. Yeah.
Don't
whatever.
ask.
It's whatever.
So I got my 2 bottom ribs removed, and then I tried.
I bit a girl once in preschool.
Really?
In preschool.
Thank God you had it in preschool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're. Nah, so I mean, like, for vampires, for example, how they like transform other people into vampires. It's like different stories. Like sometimes they can bite them. That's one. In other ways, they have to like, if humans ingest their blood, they can turn them. Another ways, if they ingest their blood and then kill the human, and then they come back to life and then drink human blood, then they're a vampire. So it's kind of like there's different ways of how, different stories of how that's happened.
What do you
I've
think?
only ever heard the first one.
Really?
What do you
Yeah.
think with like? Why is like garlic like against like vampires and like wooden stakes? I think maybe the wooden stakes is from Vlad because he used to use them a lot.
Yeah, so I
Maybe.
think 100% the wooden stakes is from Vlad. Same thing with the cross is from Vlad because he was a holy man, believe it or not. Like, he was kind of crazy. He's a holy man and doing all that stuff. So I think a lot of the weaknesses of vampires come from Vlad the Impaler, of like a lot of what he did and had. Like,
Wouldn't that just make him stronger though? Because he used them.
well, you could reverse it and say like, I'm saying like you reverse and say that he did all those things as like a sign of like to don't bring that towards me kind of thing, of like scaring people into like.
I have the answer for garlic.
Yeah.
Which was some medieval Europeans believed that vampires, the fiction blood drinkers, that whatever, were created by a blood disease. So people carried garlic thinking it was a strong antibiotic that could kill the monsters.
Okay, so I guess there's another way. A disease.
Garlic is actually like a magical sort of ingredient or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it does a lot for your body.
Yeah, I like it on bread.
I like it on everything.
Garlic bread that's what's up, man. Garlic bread's.
Now I want garlic bread.
I know. Now we're gonna go get garlic bread now. After
And wooden stakes.
this. Domino's.
Wooden stakes in early vampire fiction. All right, well, now I can't believe it. So, never. Stakes were simply used to pin a vampire to its coffin while it slept, keeping it from waking back up and causing trouble. Another one said because a wooden stake neutralizes all the components in a vampire. And that one's from Kiora, so I think I'll believe that.
But I feel like the start of that had to start with Vlad the Impaler, and I feel like
it then passed down.
Yeah, I feel like all that's just been passed down for so long that the story just kind of keeps evolving. Like, I guarantee in 100 years from now, there's going to be another story of how vampires are made and how they can be defeated. Like, and we'll probably all be gone by then.
No, I probably won't.
Okay. But it's very interesting to kind of like see a lot of that kind of influence our culture a lot of times, because there's a bunch of shows and movies.
Yeah,
with
what
that.
celebrity couple drinks each other's blood? It's like
Machine Gun Kelly
right?
and Megan Fox. Yeah, they drink each other's blood.
That's pretty alpha, if I'm being honest.
Do you think that's a bad thing, Jack?
No, dude, I need that.
What?
Wait, what?
No,
You need that?
That's
if you want to,
dedication.
hit me up.
Do you think that's unhealthy to drink each other's blood? Because the reason I asked this too is because what happens if you have a different blood type and you drink someone else's blood?
It doesn't.
yeah,
I
I don't
don't
know.
think it goes through your blood.
I don't think you die, but
Okay.
unless they had some disease or something.
Mm.
But I don't know. But you can't eat like, because I know you can't eat like human like people eat cow brains. That's okay or whatever.
Mhm.
But if you eat human brains, there's like prions, which is some like weird protein thing, which is
Yeah.
Can cause a lot of issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's like mad cow disease is caused by prions,
All right.
and so you can't really eat like human brain.
Yeah.
Darn, that ruined my weekend.
Dang it. Dang it. All right.
So, do you believe in vampires, Liam?
no. I believe there's people out there that will drink each other's blood because of Satan worshippers do that a lot of time, and it just happens. I think it happens more often than we want to believe it does.
So you just believe there's weirdos out there?
I believe there's a lot of weirdos that do this stuff and actually think that there are, like, they need that to survive.
Yeah, there are, dude. And to get into these things is pretty hard. Like, you need to know.
you need to know someone.
that knows
Gotta have the
someone.
right guy.
You need to get the right guy with the right things with the right tools. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a very subsection group of society. We don't do it. I mean, they don't do it that much.
Yeah.
You sure know a lot about this.
All right, Bree.
Been around.
Do I believe they exist?
Yeah, or you can just say, like, I don't think you believe it. I definitely don't think you believe in vampires. Do you think, like, a lot of psychopaths out there?
Oh yeah, there's 100% a lot of psychopaths.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
And
people
I'm
drink
one of
blood.
them.
People
Yeah.
have done it.
Yeah.
Vampires are real.
All right, we're going to a little break, and when we get back, we're going to finish this off by reading off some of the most famous folklore creatures.
And going like rapid fire.
Yeah, going rapid fire, so we can finish this up
Boom, boom,
quick. Sound good?
Yard me.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. And we're back. Jack's about to sit back down. He sat down. He's putting the headset on, and he's on.
Thanks for the play-by-play.
I even saw that.
All right. Are we all excited for this?
Yeah, rapid fire.
Rapid fire. We're just going to read them off quick.
Believe or not, a question, and then reasoning.
Sure. Do you want to do that?
And then we'll maybe like do a
do you want to
quick discussion.
do the reasoning thing?
Yeah. Why or why not you believe they're real and the reasoning.
Sure. So I'll read them off. I'll read the description of it. You'll do that part?
Yep.
Awesome. Good teamwork, man.
Yeah.
See that?
What a
Okay,
great
don't
group.
touch me.
I tried to get a little bit more.
Here.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah, so we're just going to be doing a rapid fire,
You know how it is.
All right. So first one, the Mothman.
Oh.
Is a mysterious and stormy night when the Mothman first appeared. Witnesses say that the creature was nearly 7 feet tall, with wings that spanned 10 feet or more. Its eyes were glowing red and had a strange, almost human-like face. Some say the Mothman is a harbinger of death and believe that its appearance foreshadows the collapse of the Silver Bridge. Okay. On December 15th, 1967, the Silver Bridge that connects West Virginia to Ohio collapsed without warning. Dozens of cars plunged into the frigid waters of the Ohio River, killing 46 people. How many people believe that the Mothman's warnings went unheeded and that the creature's appearance was responsible for the tragedy Whether you believe in the winged cryptid or not, one thing is certain: the collapse of the Silver Bridge remains one of the deadliest bridge failures in United States history. Ooh. Since then, the Mothman has been associated with other disasters, including the 1991 attacks. I don't think so. And the Fukushima nuclear disaster. Although there haven't been confirmed sightings of the Mothman in recent years, it is believed to continue to lurk in the shadows of the Point Pleasant, waiting to unleash terror on those who cross its path.
Is that New Jersey? Point Pleasant?
There is a Point Pleasant in New Jersey.
Yeah, but it's West Virginia. I'm just saying it's West Virginia. Let's answer your question. Yeah, so the Mothman, I actually watched a video on this a long time ago. It's actually really cool.
Really?
Wow.
You must be an expert.
Sounds cool.
Wait, so when was he born?
Yeah, so there's a whole story of the first sighting was of these 4 teens in a car driving down this road, and they went to this abandoned nuclear plant or abandoned military base, and what they think happened, so basically what happened was they saw this thing, the big figure, 7 feet tall, glowing eyes. It chased them in the car, chased them all the way until the town's borders, and then dipped. They went to the police station, and they actually went back to go find it. And then they found it again. It chased them again. They went to the police station, and they all have the same story. All 4 of them.
Well, I think they'd have the same story.
Yeah.
If they were even being fake or real. But,
yeah.
Do I believe the Mothman's real? Short answer. Yes.
They say the Mothman, how he became a thing was in the abandoned military plant. They think he ate nuclear waste and mutated into this big creature.
I can see Matt doing that.
I hate to tell you guys about my dad, but he was there.
He's actually from Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
I think he is the Mothman.
Yeah, Mothman's actually been up here, or has been cited at many disasters, a lot more than that listed at least. There's some volcano disasters, just some earthquake stuff. But there's there's actually a lot of pictures about it. So, and there's a lot of pictures, a lot of evidence, a lot of eyewitnesses, and I don't think it's very well known. So for this many people to actually come out and be
it's kind of funny because literally, once a year they do a Mothman festival. And they have a Mothman statue with the Mothman, in the town. In the town, there's a big silver statue of the Mothman with the red glowing eyes. They have Mothman pizza, Mothman cookies. It's a huge thing. It's a huge tourist attraction in West Virginia.
All right, then it must be real.
So I feel it's just a ploy to get visitors to.
I
West
was
Virginia.
believing it, and now I don't.
I believe it.
Yeah, I think it's all just a big.
Mothman's actually appeared at Eastern.
Big hubbubaloo. All right, are we ready? So the next one.
Wait. So I believe in it. Bree doesn't. You?
Sure. I think it'd be cool.
You think they're cool, or you think you believe?
I think it'd be cool to be real.
You think you believe in it? Or
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's cool to think about, but I don't think it's real.
Come on, science guy.
Yeah.
I can't
You don't
trust
think a
4
person could
teenagers.
eat no nuclear waste?
I think that's just a theory. I think that the Mothman is some extraterrestrial, and now that we're believing in aliens, or the government's actually believing in it, so I think that it's probably just a offspring from them.
I think it's from the submarine that imploded in.
Yeah, we should do an episode on that.
Too soon. And the whole idea about consuming radioactive waste and turning into something.
It's pretty cool. It's happened. I've seen it. Pigs flying. It's because of that, right?
Pigs flying.
How does one even go about eating radioactive waste?
Read a book on it.
You can do it.
Plug your nose.
So you gotta drink it, you chew it, what?
All right, ready? For centuries, this is the Loch Ness Monster. For centuries, people have fantasized with stories of this giant creature living in the depths of the Loch Ness in Scotland. It is often described as a large serpent creature with a long neck. The first sighting of the Loch Ness Monster was in 556 AD with St. Columbus, when St. Columbus is said to have seen a creature in the water. That's it. That's all.
Okay, so it's the same Loch Ness monster from back then. Is that what it's saying?
That's all. That's the quote. That's his quote. It said, "A seen a creature in the water," and then it keeps going. Since then, there has been many more sightings.
Oh God, what's that? That's his quote.
in the Loch Ness monster, but his existence has never been proven. Some believe the Loch Ness monster is a prehistoric marine reptile known as the Plazosaurus, which went extinct millions of years ago. Others consider it as a hoax or as a simple large fish or turtle. Regardless of what it may or may not be, the Loch Ness monster remains one of the world's most fascinating legends.
Yeah, the Loch Ness monster is pretty renowned. It's obviously seen from its Nessie photo that a famous photographer took.
That's
And
nice.
and it's black and white. You know, it's pretty bad quality. I don't think it's real. You know, just because there was actually another video or another picture of it or something, and it was just like some cardboard and like something else.
Literally, all the gnomes are like made of stone, and you're like, yeah, someone made a fake Nessie one, so it's not real. Like, dude.
Well, I actually did
apparently
research on this.
There's a story about, like, you know, the Congo in Africa, like the big Congo jungle and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so dense that like it's almost like impossible to explore through. But apparently there's like a lake in the Congo that tribes have described this massive monster basically living in like in the water, swimming around, like saying it's a dinosaur. And these tribes like say like, don't go there, it's so dangerous, don't go there. I feel like it's a giant snake. You know what I mean? Like you know, like those 60-foot snakes.
They live in water
all the time. Yeah, some snakes do. Yeah, Jack.
Like anaconda's like the biggest snake, but it's not 60 feet.
No, but I'm saying,
Oh,
like,
dude,
I
there's
feel like
huge ones in like some jungle. I forget.
Yeah,
which
they're
one.
really they're huge, but 60 feet,
the world's biggest one, I'm pretty sure, is like 26 feet.
something like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
like 23
I'll
to 26.
research it.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? The females also are like the big ones. Like
Yeah.
the males are very small.
Dude, that's weird.
It should be the men.
But yeah,
same with sharks too, actually.
Yeah.
With great white sharks.
yeah, and there's like no way for like a fish that big or a dinosaur that big to
But, like,
even like thrive in an ecosystem
think-
that we have nowadays.
So true.
No, but like I understand what you're saying, but think about the Congo as a whole with how much of an ecosystem it is. We discover new animals almost every day in that jungle, or not
But
every
for
day,
something
but
of
like,
that size, like there's a lot of reasons we don't have megafauna anymore, and a lot of it has to do with like oxygen levels and stuff
Yeah.
in the atmosphere. So there's a lot of reasons why we don't see.
do you think
animals
there's
like
a
that
possibility of at least like a 30-foot long snake in there that they thought that could
The
have?
longest anaconda ever found was 33 feet long.
Holy God.
It was 900 pounds.
Dude, that's
Oh my-
scary. 33 feet.
That's incredible.
So think about that. If there's if an anaconda get to 33, I do believe that it's a possibility of 40 feet, even stretching to a 50 feet anaconda. Maybe in the Congo, so deep in the jungle, there's so many animals and so many like different animals for that thing to eat that it just will probably consume so much. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
we would see like fossils of huge snakes in that area, but we don't see them.
Is
Well, but
it?
also super hard for us to get through that jungle.
But there were years where it did have the environment, and if it did, that's the only way they could have evolved there, and we would have found fossils.
in like the 1800s, there was like Germans that moved to the Congo in the jungles, and they built like stone structures, and within like 10 or 20 years, the like fauna and the vines of the Congo jungle was so strong and like grew so much that it like wrapped around the whole house and like sprouted through it. It destroyed the house basically.
Nice.
There's like one case of one person that lives in the jungle still. That lives in like a German style jungle, a German style house in the jungle. But he like I assume every day like just probably cuts down the weeds and all that around his place. But I don't know. It's crazy.
Did they? Sorry, you go.
Yeah.
Let Bree
All right,
go.
I'll let Bree go.
I was just gonna ask if the people in the Congo found it in like a lake or like the ocean.
The lake.
There's a lake.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you know, with our technology nowadays, I think we could probably get through that jungle. You know, it's like man versus machine.
Yeah. Has anyone ever heard of a chainsaw?
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
but the Congo is protected jungle. I'm pretty sure now, so they won't like destroy
There's
it.
also like layers and layers and layers of like.
Yeah, those have like some of the
leaves and stuff like
biggest
that.
trees and like the thickest trees in the world. Like
And all the brush and vegetation on the ground.
I
is,
think
like,
the thickest tree in the world is in California. You know what I'm talking about? Like the
Redwoods.
The redwoods.
The redwoods, yeah.
I said it first. So.
I knew about it. I probably know more anyway. I don't really want to brag.
Look
on
up the
it.
redwoods.
Yeah.
What do you?
Just
want me
as
to-
like just show them the picture of the redwood.
Oh, he's never seen it.
I don't.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen. I'm an expert on
I
it.
named it.
I'll show Matt.
Clearly doesn't know he's copying it.
Here.
Oh yeah, that's
buddy,
the
it's
that's
a
the
big-
exact
See?
one.
Dude, that's
I was thinking
that's crazy though.
He's like, oh yeah, that one.
No, but look how massive that is,
big,
though.
dude.
That's crazy. They stopped cutting those down, though.
It's kind of
too.
average.
Good.
They stopped
do you
cutting. They like it's like a forbidden to cut those trees down now, and it's crazy how big those are. Crazy. Well, you can fit 5 mats just on the front of it.
Maybe
What?
it's big to you, buddy.
5
5 mats wide.
of me.
Look
Yeah.
at all these people.
Yeah, look at that. That's like 20 mats right there.
The gnomes probably live there.
Dude, have we looked
Inside
in
the
there?
All right.
Peekaboo.
We might not get through all of them, so we're going to start with the next one. Bigfoot. A giant hairy ape-like creature, Bigfoot inhabits North America forests. It is timid and doesn't like to be seen by humans. People have claimed to see Bigfoot for years, but never come forward with conclusive evidence. Some scientists believe that this famous cryptid is a type of undiscovered primate, while others think it is nothing more than a legend. However, this is the true identity of the creature remains unknown. Many people have searched for Bigfoot, but its exact location remains a mystery. Some believe this creature inhabits the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, while others think they may roam the mountains of California and the swamps of Louisiana. Wherever Bigfoot may be hiding, it has managed to evade capture for centuries. One day, someone will hopefully solve the mystery of its whereabouts. Until then, the search for this elusive creature continues.
Yeah, would we include? We didn't include like Bigfoot and Yeti, like the same thing. Basically,
I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna include the same thing. There is something about the Yeti, but I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna go to something different. But I'll say this: I 100% think this is a real thing because in the Congo, there's these chimpanzees called lion killers. Can you look them up? These things stand upright and walk on their their legs like humans, and these things are like 6 feet tall. They're ridiculously massive and they're ridiculously tall.
Yeah, but how big is their feet? That's literally
I guarantee they're probably huge.
Do you think we have those in this country?
I would assume potentially in like the dense jungles and in the high mountains. I feel like they would possibility.
in.
What?
No monkeys up there.
This?
No primates.
No, there's a picture.
Really?
There's a good picture of 2 people that
That one? Okay.
that
hold on.
shot the monkey.
This one?
Yes, that is it right there. Look how massive that thing is.
Yeah, I've seen those.
That is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's not the picture though. The famous Bigfoot
That's
pictures.
not Bigfoot.
No, but I'm saying, but like, there's a possibility of that being here. You know what I mean?
No, there isn't.
No,
It's a
No,
possibility.
it's not. There's no primates that are native to North America.
Yeah, you forgot you brought up the
Have you
science
heard
guy.
of the? Have you heard of the
Well,
Mexico?
Mexico. Okay, there's.
So there you go.
Have you
North
heard of
America.
Pangea?
And
There's no, like-
listen. They said
They're
California.
monkeys. Yeah, they're not like primate. They're not apes. They're monkeys. They're
Yeah,
different.
but
That's
listen.
an ape you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about an ape, but we're talking about there's primates in Mexico, right? You said monkeys, but like there's monkeys in Mexico. You're telling me that there's no time in history that there could have been a primate in North America.
We would have seen transitional fossils that were larger than the monkeys in Mexico. We'd
But
see them.
My also question is to like in North America, weren't there primates as well, like millions of years ago at one point in North America at least?
I mean, no, the record of like Gigantopithecus, like the actual giant ape that did live in this country, which looked like an orangutan, was in Asia.
Is in Asia, yeah. I do know what you're talking about too. They base the thing off the Jungle Book. They use that thing as in the Jungle
really?
Book. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
The
sense.
scientific name for the lion killer is the billy ape
Yeah.
or the bondo ape.
Yeah, the Bondo ape, dude, it is ridiculous how big that thing is. And it's in the Congo. They're just waltzing around, like walking like a human, basically. And they're so advanced, too, that they're making tools, like how humans do to, like
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are from monkeys.
yeah. But, like, especially now, going off so topic with folklore, but, like, monkeys more nowadays during this time frame of history, there are more monkeys and primates making tools than there ever was in history, which I find so cool. But it's still like primitive stuff like spears and like rocks and stuff like
So
that.
it's like how long have we been like sitting around looking at chimp behavior?
yeah, it's
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like chimps have been using tools for at least
yeah.
you could go to your local zoo and see them use tools.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually have a good story on that Bigfoot Yeti guy. There was actually a really good one, and I believe it. I believe it wholeheartedly. That's not true. But this is a story, right? And there's a guy on TikTok, right? And he captured a huge thing. Kane, do you know what I'm talking about? On the mountain. Do you know what I'm talking about? Kane, please.
his face.
Kane, do you know what I'm talking about on the mountain?
said yes.
Wait, can you come explain this if you know it? All right. But he like captured it, and there's like a moving thing all the way on top of a mountain, like you can see from super far away. And based on like the proportions, has to be like 6-8 feet tall, maybe like 10 feet tall. I don't know. I'm not like a scientist or whatever, but but you know, he captures this thing, right? And then they went back the next day, right? And while going to like the area to like go up the mountain, you know, on the way to there, they see helicopters carrying like some random thing, right? The Yeti. But they carry him, right? And then he goes up to the trail, and there's just some random guy there, and he's like, "You guys aren't allowed to be here," you know. And he was there last time too. What do you think they're defending in national forests up there? And there's a moving thing that's huge. You know,
Bigfoot.
connect the dots, and you got 1, 2, and you're blue.
Yeah.
You know.
Look at that. That's Bigfoot right there.
Okay, that's just me going to fucking. Just me going to the bathroom, man. That's no Bigfoot.
Go to the bathroom. It's just running to the toilet.
big
All right. Off the bat, believe in Bigfoot or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandpa watches Finding Bigfoot.
Look at that.
Nah, bro.
Yes, you're wrong now, Jack. You're in the
Isn't this
minority
sad?
here.
Isn't it sad that you just think that? Nah. Yeah.
All right,
This guy just said
let's
no.
Let's quickly get to the last. Let's quickly get for the last one. Let's quickly for the last one. We'll save the other folklore stuff for a different episode. We'll probably do folklore number 2 at some point. But we'll just do this last one. The Chupacabra is a creature that inhabits part of the Americas. It is associated with some real life animals, animal attacks that have been described as reptile-like or dog-like creatures. The name is Spanish words for chapra, to suck, and cabra, goat. The Chupacabra is said to be a blood-sucking predator that drains its victim of blood. The first sign of Chupacabra was in Puerto Rico in 1995 when farmers began reporting mysterious deaths of their livestock. The animals were found puncture wounds on their necks and bodies, and on the bodies, and their blood was drained. It is also said to have a row of spines of quills running down its back. There has been many sightings of Chupacabra, but no hard evidence exists. Some believe the Chupacabra is one of the famous cryptids, is a product of folklore, while others believe it is a real creature that has been discovered by science. For those curious minds, always on the search for pushing the boundaries of what is considered ordinary reality, your best chance of
Yeah, just no, we got it. But
seeing this cryptid is in Texas.
bro's reading the conclusion.
It's
all
saying
those
you
these.
if you want to look for it, the best place to find it in North America is Texas. The best place to find it is Texas, it says.
Thanks, buddy. I'll book my trip. I'll book my plane.
All right. Koopa Chop.
Or is it Chewbacca? Is it the Star Wars?
Chupacabra.
Chewbacca is real.
Say Chewbacca.
The Chupacabra, right? Been heavily discussed in the cryptid community. If you actually been there, but yeah, there has been a lot of reports in like the Puerto Rico area and like Brazil.
So I'll say this to kind of make this quick.
My bad.
He was just defending his case.
No, I was just saying this quick. I do believe that there's a possibility of a creature like this existing and like feeding off blood, I guess, of animals. Until then, like, I don't really believe that this is like a real thing. So.
But there's like sheep out there that they literally like went and put the bio whatever science things on it, and it had all of its blood drained from its body somehow. Nothing else.
There's also devil worshippers that go out there and just drain livestock too.
Really?
So, yeah.
Forgot to
Dang
consider
it.
those. Huh?
Dude.
Those
Dang
pesky
it.
devil worshippers.
How are they everywhere?
Always draining my goats.
Get out of here!
Dang
What are you
kids.
doing?
There's blacklisted.
Sacrificing my sheep.
No.
My goats.
I think it'd be pretty hard to do that as a devil worshiper anyway, because the goat would like alarm people, you know, be like,
All of them.
that's pretty good.
That's good.
All right. So we're basically out of time now. We've
Reach the limit.
reached our limit. I'm done talking to you, Matt, for at least a week.
Thanks, man.
I'll talk to you, Jack, tomorrow, and
Thanks.
Bree. I'll talk to you
Yeah.
tomorrow. We're going to dinner tomorrow, right? At Hurley.
Yeah, I get out of class. Actually,
Perfect. Yeah, that.
might have to be long.
Matt, are you going to come?
Yeah, I'm not talking to you.
Okay. What did we learn today, everyone? Bree?
Gnomes are real.
Okay, Bree.
I don't know. There were so many different things. That Bigfoot is real. It's a monkey in the Congo.
Perfect. Matt?
Gnomes are real. Aliens wear the hats.
Jack, what did you learn today?
I thought it was interesting some of the witch history stuff about the kind of spiteful woman
Yeah.
who didn't get her love returned.
Yeah.
Oh, I learned that in order to do the opposite of a black cat, you need to jump out of your car and spin around 10 times.
Yeah, spin around 3 times and spit on your finger.
Kick your
Spit on your,
youngest.
and spit on your,
Eight
and spit on your little finger.
Yeah. I sleep way better knowing this.
Good.
I'm more prepared to go
I'm
out into
glad.
the world.
All right, where can people listen to us, Bree?
On Spotify,
And what's it called on
the
Spotify?
Lounging Around podcast.
And also, where else can they listen to us?
Are we on Apple?
No.
YouTube.
Yes, we're on YouTube. Lounging Around Podcast. And Matt, where can they find us on Instagram?
Probably like some lounging around podcast.
Lounging.around.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Podcast. All right, all together now. Ready? Lounging. Okay, Jack, if you're going to
Around.
participate, you got to say it. Ready? Ready?
I'm not your little altar boy.
Ready? Just shut up. Ready? Lounging. Okay.
Whatever.
All right.
Keep going, please.
No, don't.
Lounging.around.podcast. Please listen and thank you for enjoying
Thank you.
our content.
Yeah, thank you.
Goodbye.
Right there, mate. You're listening to the Lounging Around podcast. Stick around for more.